Hello my friend and welcome to my channel. Today I've got Colors by Llarowe, I'm So Sure, and Moyra 44 Stained Glass. I've started off with Nailtiques Formula 2 as my base coat. And this is Colors by Llarowe, I'm So Sure. It was a polish pickup from May of 2019. It's a beautiful pink polish with some shimmer. It like flashes blue and purple and almost like a green. It's so pretty. I decided to try to, break out some polishes that I'm not 100% sure I've ever used. So I'm trying to work on that untried stuff. So I'm going to cap that free edge real quick. And I'm going to have to go over the top again because I can't stand that little lump down at the end. I've got to smooth that out. Oh, the troubles. Oh, woe is me. Here we go with the second coat. And I really do love pink polish. And this one, I was in need. I just needed some pink on my nails. Hi, Woody. How you doing? Woody's my bestest buddy. He keeps me all cleaned up right there, I'm telling you. I do top it with Pro FX, but I lost the footage. There's the polish on its own. And here's Moyra Stamping Plate 44, Stained Glass. I love this plate. It's so much fun. And I'll be using Braves Diva Game Over. And my stampers, I've got out both of my monocles. And I end up breaking out a Born Pretty one too, because I decided to do 3 accent nails. I know. Right. You'll see. You know I'm not going to stick with 3 accent nails. Anybody that's been around for a hot minute knows this girl's not going to be able to just take care of 3 nails. It does happen, but it's awful rare. I end up going crazy at the end. So this is one of those manicures that I think I'm done, and then on final cleanup and top coat I decide, nope, we're going to do more. So I'm stamping out 3 of these same images. They're like the daffodils. That's what I call them. I don't know what they're really called. I'll be covering them with some of the smudge-free top coat on the stamper. This way, when I go to paint in on them for the reversed advanced stamping, I'm not pulling up those really fine lines, because this one's got some really, really hair-like lines on it. It's super thin. I'm going to let those dry, and then I'm going to use Grow with the Flow from Sister Chic and What's Up Buttercup. I'm using a teeny tiny dotting tool to fill in these images. I've decided, I did one already, and then I did the yellow first and then the green, and I decided I wanted to do the green first. Those stems and leaves for the flowers. Now that image looks a little foggy because I put that smudge-free top coat over it, but when I go to stamp it on my nail, it's not foggy at all. So if you see that, don't freak out. You know, it could work out just like in my case. It worked out just fine. I didn't notice anything of that nature when I stamped it onto my nail, because I am going to put these on directly from the stamper onto my nails once they are dry. I will go ahead and confess that I let these dry just a little bit too long, and they were starting to get a little crunchy. So there's a fine, beautiful line for catching them before they get too crunchy. I did manage to get my manicure out of this one, but I would rather work with more pliable decals that kind of hug your nail better when they're a little more flimsy. And now I'm going to go in with that yellow and color in the flowers. I was going to get all fancy and try to do the centers a different color, and I just couldn't be bothered with it. You could do that though. It would look really pretty. I just wanted to try to keep it. I mean, this manicure was already getting a little deep, so I didn't want to go too crazy on it. And I do love some spring manicures. I've been looking at loads of images on Instagram and YouTube, and just inspired me. I didn't have a particular manicure that inspired me, but just seeing everybody doing them really has brought out the spring fever in me. Love using a clear stamper so you can flip it over. I said these did get a little crunchy, so I am going to apply some Pro FX sticky base. You could use any sticky base or just a clear polish. You're just going to want a really thin layer. And I am doing both nails at the same time that I'm working on right now. I've already done my thumbs, so I went ahead and did these. But then I got distracted after I did this one, and I had to put more on that ring fingernail. You know what it's like being in the house. Honey, can you help me find the... Mommy, do we have a cotton busting in the door? I mean, you know, it's always something. So I put some more sticky base on it, and I didn't let it dry very much, like at all. And I'm having issues. So here we go. Struggle Bus has arrived. So I'm going to go, and since I put that coat of this smudge-free top coat on there, I've got kind of a solid decal. So I'm trying to pull it up to where I'll be able to, there we go, to where I can get it to slide off that stamper. I'm going to tap it down with my finger too. I do clean off my stampers after this on that lint roller like normal. And here we go with some trimming of the decal. My nails aren't very long right now. And I am using that cuticle tool to kind of go around and break it. It's not being a problem because it's very crunchy. It's kind of scraping off. And I'm worried about now that I've scraped stuff. I'm like, oh goodness, I don't want that in my manicure. So I'm going to get out my little piece of handy dandy tape and just pick up those little pieces, those loose pieces. Because I don't want to top coat that in, you know. And here we go with our cleanup brush. We're just going to do a little bit of tidying up. I also like to go around decals like this and touch the edges a little bit to where it helps seal or melt that decal onto the nail a little better, more flat, smooth. You can do that. Just be careful. If you leave it on there too long, you could end up losing some of your color. So I use the side of the brush and just kind of tap it. That's how I do across the tips for sure. I just use that side, the flat side of my cleanup brush. And I do go back for some more acetone and just work at it until I'm happy with it. Because if I'm not happy with how that is, it's just going to make me crazy. I'm going to pull it off in a day or two. And here lately I've been wearing them for a week, so that's got to last a week. So I got to like it. So I want it really smooth on the end. I do take my finger and kind of press against the end to make sure there's nothing sticking out. And then I'm going to top it again with the smudge-free top coat from Maniology. Because this side of the decal does not have that on it. It's the other side that got it. I've decided to continue on with this manicure. I'm using the Uber Chic Yay Spring Plate. And I'm using part of this Easter egg. I'm going to go in and pull up the pieces I don't want. Now you guys know I can't just leave well enough alone. And once I did this, I was like, yep, overload, overboard, whatever. I was still happy with it. And I'm using those same colors that I used on the other decals to do these. I'm just going to do a strip of the yellow and a strip of the green just to kind of tie it all in together. I'm going to use this as kind of like a makeshift French manicure tip. You know, used to French manicures were white and baby pink, and that was it. And now you can do French manicures with anything you want. You just use your imagination. You can go crazy with it. And just like me today, I'm using part of an Easter egg, but it's going to work out great. And you can use things like this. Just it curved, and that's what drew me to it. So you can use anything like that. And it doesn't have to curve. You can do something straight across. Just remember, you got to tell people I meant to do that. And now we're going to go in with the green over the rest of this image. And I did this on my two other nails, the pinky and the pointer finger, or index finger as most people call it. Down here in the South we call it pointer finger, because you know we're pointing at stuff. Look at that. Point, point. So I hope everybody's doing really well. It's starting to feel a little more normal. I mean, it's not, but it's feeling a little better, so that's good. I am going to top these other nails with the Fast and Hard from Vibrant Vinyls while those decals are drying. I don't want to rush this because I don't want to end up with any smeared, smushed decals. So I'm going to coat these up really well, being sure to cap my free edge. And once those decals are dry, we're going to get on into them. I am going to go ahead and use the sticky base because the placement on a French tip is pretty critical. You really get just like one shot at it. So I really want to make sure this decal sticks where I'm trying to land it. I am going to use that again. So there we go. And now to line it up. I have the hardest trouble trying to line things up like this. But I did it. Yay! I do tap across the end because it does have some stickiness from that base coat that helps it stick down. And then I'm going to do just like the other ones and use that cuticle tool to kind of cut off some of this excess. I just prefer this than trying to clean all of it up with acetone. But here we go with our acetone. I'm going to tap the sides. Make sure it seals down to the nail really well. And I know this was a long video today. I appreciate you hanging out and dealing with such a long video. But I figured since I'm not posting every day, maybe a longer video was kind of needed. So we're going to top this again with the smudge-free top coat from Nailtiques. And once it's dry, I will be using the Fast and Hard from Vibrant Vinyls to seal this down. And then we're done. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this spring manicure of mine. I do have a swatch photo coming up here real soon. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this one. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, be good to yourself.